Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be doing a matte black smoky eye. A black smoky eye to me is something that is the epitome of just sexiness, and it looks so like sultry and all of those nice adjectives that sound really good next to a black smoky eye. This is something that I've done before on my channel. I have showed it to you. I've worn it a couple of times. It really just is the best look if you want to make your eyes stand out and your eye color stand out. The reason I wanted to try this look is because I saw this just gorgeous angel named Alexandra Anele. She's a YouTuber. I saw her video recently where she did black smoky eyes. But the thing about black smoky eyes that always gets me, I don't feel like that look on me ends up looking the way I want it to look. This portion of my eyes kind of just ends up looking brown. I don't see a lot of the black come up and kind of hit this hood area also, which is what I like. I want to extend the black a little upwards and then have a nice gradient without it looking like it's a brown smoky eye. I don't know if I'm actually making sense here. What ends up happening is, because I think I have semi-hooded eyes, this portion of my eyelid is much bigger than the actual eyelid that you can see when I look straight ahead. So I think you end up seeing a lot more of the brown than the black, and it looks less intense. So in her video, Alexandra shared a tip basically for blending out your black smoky eyes without losing the intensity of the color. She just blended it out with one product and I loved it. I wanted to attempt it on myself, and that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna start with skin prep, but before I begin, I want to address the fact that I got horribly sick. I have a sore throat, I have a cold, I just recovered like 2 days ago from like a fever. I was very sick. I've just been able to actually kind of get up and start like working and stuff, which is why my voice might sound very weird, but what the hell, what can you do? So for skin prep today, I'm very excited because I am using the ceramide range from Dr. Shades. So if you guys have been following my channel for this year, the whole year, you would know that I have been struggling with dermatitis basically this entire year. It just is living on my face at this point. It refuses to go away. So the first product that I'm going to be using today is the Sika and Ceramide Overnight Repair Serum. This little guy is a genie in a bottle. I remember actually back in 2019, I think, when I had just discovered things like lactic acid. I remember like over exfoliating my skin with lactic acid once, and while like desperately searching for products to kind of soothe my skin, I picked up this one. It healed my skin basically in 2 nights. This has Sika and ceramide, and also I'll mention the products, not the products, the ingredients that I mentioned at the bottom of the label. It's got 1% ceramide complex, 2% squalane, Centella asiatica extract, which is the Sika here, hemp oil and marula oil. This is what it looks like. I use about 2 to 3 pumps. This actually is not a typical serum. Like, this is not what you would imagine a serum looking like. It's more like a lotion of sorts. It feels like you're actually applying like a nice lotion. It does not feel like a watery serum that just immediately sinks into your skin. It feels soothing even while you're applying it. During winters anyway, even if you don't have a compromised skin barrier, you tend to lose moisture from your skin a lot more quickly just because of the weather. And if you don't address it timely and with the right products, it can develop into like flaky skin or dehydrated skin, and that can eventually lead to a compromised skin barrier. So these kind of products really make sure that your skin has all the kind of ingredients that it needs to stay healthy and hydrated. So the 3 ingredients that you would usually kind of hear dermatologists talk about if you're trying to kind of restore your natural barrier function for your skin are things like humectants, so things like glycerin, hyaluronic acid. Then ceramides is a big one. Ceramides is actually the #1 kind of recommended ingredient for skincare if you're trying to heal your skin. And the third one tends to be squalane. When a dermatitis flare up turned into dermatitis month, I actually bought squalane, like 100% squalane oil. I had heard a lot of good things about it. It definitely feels really good on the skin when you apply it. It definitely feels very, very nourishing and feels like it kind of seals in all your like serums and moisturizers and lets them sit on your skin and do their job. But it just ended up breaking me out really badly. So when I realized that this serum actually does contain squalane as well, I was very excited because that means that it's incorporated into the serum in a way where it's not gonna break you out. It's not 100% squalane. It has a small amount of it that is gonna do the job that you need it to do. Tella asiatica extract, which is Cica. I have spoken about this extract on my channel before. It is basically an extract from a herb, I think, which is called Gotu Kola, if I'm not wrong. And it has wondrous like wound healing properties. So this is a very healing and repairing kind of a ingredient here. And it has hemp oil. If you don't know what it is, just Google it and read about it. Then it also has marula oil. In the range, you get the option of choosing between these two, or you can use both. You can use one in the day and one at night. So the first one is the ceramide and vitamin C oil-free moisturizer. This one contains 1% vitamin C complex, ceramide complex, and ashwagandha. So ashwagandha basically is an Ayurvedic kind of ingredient that works as a potent antioxidant for your skin, so it's really good. And it is oil free, so it's going to be much lighter than like a thick heavy cream or a moisturizer. I'm sure if you have skin like me where it's kind of dehydrated but extremely oily and you tend to break out, these kind of products work really well. And it has the vitamin C also in there, so it's gonna give you a glow as well. I'm just gonna show you what the formula is like. I'm just gonna take a little bit. It's very lightweight. It's very, it's like a creamy gel. It feels very hydrating. So if you're looking for a product that will kind of heal your skin, help it repair and all of that good stuff, but you don't want a heavy product feel, this is a really good one to try. And this is the one that I love and I have been using non-stop. It is the ceramide and vitamin C daily brightening and repair cream. So this one has 1% ceramide complex, 5% vitamin C, Cica extract and amla extract. This one, because it has ceramide and Cica, it's gonna definitely help to repair your skin and provide it with a lot of moisture, help kind of repair your barrier while kind of brightening your skin up. So this is the one that I have been loving. This is what it looks like. It comes out like a normal like face cream of sorts. It's nice, it's hydrating, it's nourishing, it feels very nice and healthy on the skin, but it's not heavy, it's not like how do I say it, it's not greasy. And that is one thing that is common across all of this range. These are products that are going to feel extremely nourishing on your skin, but they're not going to feel heavy or greasy or oily in any way. So no matter what your skin type is, you are going to enjoy the formulas. I think I was the perfect candidate to test this range because I had been having so many skin issues and like a definitely constantly compromised skin barrier, and I can definitely tell you it works. It has made it possible for me to actually get back into chemical exfoliant slowly, which was seeming like a distant reality at this point. So because I've tried a lot of their products and I've actually noticed results with these products in almost even like 2-3 nights sometimes, I really trust Dr. Sheth's formulations, and that is just 90 years of dermatology experience coming in clutch here. And that actually really shows in their products, because if my skin is compromised, if my barrier is compromised and I'm having like bad skin days day after day, I know that these products have my back and I can kind of go back to them whenever I need. If you are going to be stepping out during the day, you should definitely follow this up with sunscreen. This range also has a sunscreen, which is the ceramide and vitamin C sunscreen. So this one contains vitamin C, 2% vitamin C complex, 1% ceramide complex, 1% hyaluronic acid, and mineral and organic filters. So this one is a mineral sunscreen. Am I done talking about these? I'm not sure. But for now, I will tell you where to pick up these products if you're interested. You can go to their website, which is drshades.com, and you can use my code PRERNA20 for 20% off on your order. And you can also find their products on Amazon and Nykaa. So make sure that you check them out, and for all the links that are necessary for these products and just buying on Dr. Shades in general, all of the links will be mentioned below in my description box. So please make sure that you check that out. And now let's get into the makeup. All right. So I did my brows off camera because it took me like 10 minutes to do this. It's not even the most like perfect brow routine that I've done ever in my life, but I'm just incredibly slow these days because, like I mentioned, I'm just coming out of a very serious life-threatening illness. To start with the eyes, all I want to do is just put on a very light layer of concealer because, okay, so about this black smoky eye, the first step is going to be using a cream, like a black cream base for the eye makeup, not the eye makeup, the eyeshadow to stick to. So I need something that is going to be a bit emollient underneath so that the shadow has something to stick to. So I'm just taking a bit of concealer and I am going to be putting it all over the eyelid, but I'm not going to use too much of it. Just a little bit to kind of like neutralize the discoloration and also to have like like a creamy base. And because we need this bit to be a bit like tacky and creamy, I'm actually not going to be powdering this. I'm going to leave it as it is so that the black that we put on top of it blends nicely. And now for the black base, what I'm going to use is my black Maybelline gel liner, and this is a bit old, so it's a little dried out. So what I'm going to use is Inglot Duraline to kind of make it a bit more creamy again. So I'm going to scoop some out at the back of my hand and mix in the drops in this bit because I don't want to mix the drops in the entire pot. I'm just gonna take about this much. I know this is already going to be like too much. With Inglot Duraline, it's like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. It is so hard to actually take out like a little bit of product. It's always like none or the most. So I am mixing the product here. You definitely want to start smaller and start less so that you can add more. You can always add more but not take it away. I'm gonna start with placing it very, very close to my lash line. I'm gonna now focus on covering up the bits and pieces of skin that you can see between my lashes. There are a few things, especially with me, I don't know if everyone kind of pays attention to this or it's as important to everyone as it is to me. But with me, when I do smoky eyes, I do not want any kind of skin peeking through. I want it all to be just black as black can be. So the brush that I used to pat on this product was this one. It's like a semi-flat shader brush. I need something that is in a similar shape but is a bit more fluffy to blend out the edges. I don't want to leave it like this, so I'm gonna take a bit of the Duraline and mix it again with the product. Now I'm not gonna pick up a lot of product and I'm not gonna pick up product from the side of the brush because I'm gonna use the tip to blend the edges. So I'm just gonna take a very small amount and just keep it to the tip and now start to blend the edges of this. And the reason I'm doing this before anything else, including my complexion, is because we are going to be following this with a matte black eyeshadow, and matte black eyeshadow will go everywhere inevitably. I'm just taking a little bit more because when you start to blend it out, you lose some of the intensity. And another very important tip, keep making sure that you're opening your eyes and looking straight into a mirror, because if you keep your eyes closed during the entire process, it might end up in a very different position than you intended it to be in. Now, this stage definitely doesn't need to be perfect, but it definitely needs to be kind of, like I mentioned, hazed out. You don't want to leave it with like a stark edge because later it might be very, very hard to like blend it out. Next step is going to be taking a black liner. This is the Kiro Beauty All Day Comfort Kajal liner. I use this all the time. Taking it everywhere on your waterline, on your lash line. I'm using this as like a second reinforcement product on my lash line to make sure that you can't see any flesh tones peeking through. Even against this black base, I can see where I'm placing the product. That's how black this liner is. I'm just gonna take the eyeshadow now, absolutely load it up on the brush and start patting it all over the eyelid. I'm gonna start at definitely the lash line area and then slowly go up. And I'm going to stop around the area where I kind of stopped the blending of the black base, the cream base. And this time I'm actually gonna leave it here. This is like one of those situations where you go, how black do you want it? And you're like, yes. Now that we look like an actual panda, I'm gonna stop here and just leave it like this. You're done. This is your black smoky eye. Just kidding. We're gonna come back to this, but we're gonna leave this to marinate. Imagine being like this home alone and someone rings the bell. Let's do our complexion. With this kind of a look, you really have to make sure that your skin looks as flawless as it can look. So you need to be really good with your uh, coverage in your complexion, not letting any kind of scarring or gray tones kind of peek through, because it's gonna make you look kind of like sickly and not actually like glamorous. You really need to focus on your skin looking healthy and kind of, yeah, borderline flawless for this. I am using the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation. I look like a ghost. For blush, I'm gonna use the Nude Sticks Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze color in the shade Beach Babe. So I'm gonna pick it up on a brush and kind of just stipple it on. And if it's too much for you, the blush I mean, you can always go in with your foundation brush over it to kind of push it back again. And now for my second favorite part of this entire look, the contour. It's gonna give so much structure to my egg-like face. If you're wondering why I'm drawing on a skull on my face, you haven't seen my Instagram reel that I posted recently, and that's a shame because why wouldn't you want to see it, you know? The concealer is just really gonna save everything. With these kind of looks, you kind of have to have some faith. It always looks um, like a car wreck before it looks glamorous. Completely forgot to contour my nose, so I'm gonna do that now, but with a powder, not a cream, which is the secret. So in the video, Alexandra basically blended out her smoky eye not with a powder eyeshadow, like a warm brown or a neutral brown, mid-tone brown, dark brown. She blended it out out with her contour powder. So basically the idea is your face powders are definitely going to be much less pigmented than an eyeshadow. So it helps to blend out looks without imparting a lot of color and without imparting a lot of, if you're using a contour, warmth. So it's gonna retain the neutral to cool kind of tone of the look while blending it out and making it look hazy and giving you that color to skin gradient that you need without looking like a brown smoky eye in the end. So that's the idea. And for lipstick, I think I'm gonna use the MAC Powder Kiss lipstick in over the top on the edges. K Beauty Lip Crayon in the shade Rumor in the center. I love this lip. To blend this out, I am gonna use a brush that looks like this, a small tiny blending brush. This is the KJH Spectrum number 17. A lot of you guys ask about this brush set that I have. I use some brush from this set like every video, and you ask about it. It's a collaboration between this brand called Spectrum Collections and my idol Katie Jane Hughes. They collaborated to make a brush set, and that's what this is. I picked up the bronzer on the brush, and now I am going to blend this out. I'm gonna try to not move my eyes at all when I'm blending this, actually, to make sure that I'm not placing product where I don't want it to be. You can see how it started to kind of smooth out. You can see the difference between the two. It definitely still looks like a black smoky eye, but with the nice blended edge that I like. And if you're someone who enjoys a nice inner corner highlight with a smoky eye, I am going to use the shade called Highlight from the palette again. Okay guys, that is it. That was the video. I am exhausted. I have not sat up and done this much work in more than 10 days at this point, and I can definitely feel it. That is it. Let me know if you like this. Let me know if this is a little too much for you, or this is absolutely the right amount of makeup for you. Would you wear this out? Would you try this? And yeah, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.